people together to find solutions for a more sustainable future. Find out what's going on and how to improve it. April 26th through the 28th. Register at earthx.org. That's earthx.org. Change happens here.
Call us crazy. We don't mind. Crazy Water's all-natural mineral water has been making people feel good inside and out since 1881. As the only mineral water bottled in Texas, their water boasts loads of benefits that other bottled waters can only envy. Pretty crazy, huh? Find it at your local Whole Foods, H-E-B, Central Market, or have it shipped right to your door. Visit them at drinkcrazywater.com. That's drinkcrazywater.com.
Wanting to try CBD but not sure what to trust? Check out Honest Hemp, formerly H-Hemp. Like healthy, happy, honest. Honest Hemp's CBD system makes it simple with one CBD tincture, available in 3 great tasting flavors. A super powerful breath spray that GQ magazine named a top CBD product. And a topical CBD balm that is simply the bomb. So relax and feel better naturally with the Honest Hemp CBD system. Available at honesthemp.com.
Hey y'all, I'm so excited to tell you about my most recent obsession, Nature's Plate, and let me tell you why. Nature's Plate is plant-based meals to go. They offer handcrafted, 100% vegan, always non-GMO, ready-to-go meals to help lighten your cooking, save you from the dreaded grocery store, and help you lose weight. I have to say, I have been eating their meals now for a couple of weeks, and I already have lost weight naturally while feeling nurtured and satisfied after every meal. And here's why. The one thing about Nature's Plate that is so beneficial is that their meals are nutrient dense but without all the calories. They also have a rotating menu so you aren't stuck eating the same thing every week. There's 3 convenient locations in the Dallas area, and they even offer delivery options. Nature's Plate makes it so easy to eat healthy, and what you're eating benefits not only you, but the environment too. Find a location near you or order online. Go to naturesplate.com. That's naturesplate.com.
This is Jill with the One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute. Did you know magnesium is a cofactor in more than 300 enzyme systems that regulate diverse biochemical reactions in the body, including protein synthesis, muscle and nerve function, blood glucose control, and blood pressure? Magnesium is required for energy production, oxidative phosphorylation, and glycolysis. That's a mouthful. How do you know if you're getting enough? Signs and symptoms of possible magnesium deficiency include restless leg syndrome, agitation, insomnia, muscle stiffness, cramping, and aches. Well, where do you find magnesium? Food sources include raw almonds, leafy greens like cooked spinach and chard, raw cashews, pumpkin seeds, black beans, avocados, and my favorite, dark chocolate. Don't forget those Epsom salt baths, and be smart about supplementation. This has been the One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute.
Did you know, when depressed, sheep hang their heads and avoid company? But if content, they socialize and wag their tails like puppies. Rams lean against stone walls so that other sheep can stand on their backs to reach high grasses. Sheep recognize each other by facial features, and when shown photographs, they can remember at least 50 other sheep and 10 human beings, even if they haven't seen them for 2 years. At Poplar Springs Sanctuary, you'll meet rescued sheep, like Fanny, who is found tied to a mailbox, and Adam, who escaped ritual sacrifice. Visitors' faces echo Anatole France's words, "Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened." This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter, reminding us that it's easy to be kind, perhaps by choosing faux fleece.
Love this song. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette with Diamond Gray, Aviana Barrientos, Lexi Brinkley, and Vaughn Eaglin. Vaughn Eaglin is a licensed professional counselor supervisor that works with 2 group practices in the Dallas area. He is a certified couple relationship trainer and sees a wide range of clients addressing men's issues, anger management, abuse, and addiction, just to name a few. He is also a doctoral candidate at the University of North Texas in the Counseling and Higher Education Department. His PhD research focuses on couple relationships dialogue. And you can find him at PrestonPlaceCounseling.com or follow him on Instagram at Vaughn Talks. Always a pleasure. Today we're talking about dating someone with mental illness. This is a very, very good subject is all I can say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of it?
I think Aviana and I came up with it together. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So, I guess the first place to begin here is, to ask the question, can we really define mental illness?
That is a big question because that has changed over the years. We continue to have different iterations of the DSM-5 or the DSM, the Diagnostician Manual for Mental Illnesses. And each year, they tend to add more and more to it. Some people believe that there's a lot of money behind it in terms of
there definitely is
to diagnose certain things. And in fact, there was a big hoopla. A lot of people actually, I won't say revolted, but they had a lot of issues with the DSM-5 that came out because it started diagnosing things that were not in the DSM TR4. So there are over 256 ways that you can be diagnosed with a mental illness currently, and over, I want to say, 154 types of therapy. So 256 ways that we can say something's wrong with you or, you're off in some way. Mm-hmm. And then, over 100 ways to say, this is how we fix you, so to speak. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm holding in my hand, and he's actually been on the show before, Robert Whitaker. He wrote the book Psychiatry Under the Influence, Institutional Corruption, Social Injury, and Prescriptions for Reform. He says that Psychiatry Under the Influence investigates how the influence of pharmaceutical money and a guild interest has corrupted the behavior of the American Psychiatric Association and academic psychiatry during the past 35 years. The book documents how the psychiatric establishment regularly misled the American public about what was known about the biology of mental disorders, the validity of psychiatric diagnosis, and the safety and efficacy of its drugs. It also looks at how these 2 corrupting influences encourage the expansion of diagnostic boundaries and the creation of biased clinical practice guidelines. This corruption has led to a significant amount of social injury and, in particular, a societal lack of informed adults. Yeah. The authors agree that reforming psychiatry will require the neutralization of these 2 corrupting influences, pharmaceutical money and guild interest, and the establishment of multidisciplinary authority over the field of mental illness. What do you say to that?
I think there's a lot of truth to that, to be honest with you. I just give you a couple of examples. Like, let's say if I have a kid that comes inside my office, and I see this all the time, like kids, especially boys, or have been overdiagnosed with like ADHD. Mm-hmm. And so,
who expects a 7-year-old with all new body parts to sit still for hours on end?
Right. And here's the thing, they go to school, and of course there are Coca-Cola in the school because the schools get a kickback for Coke and stuff like that. So you give them all this sugar, you're feeding them the wrong things. They are hyped up on all these carbs and sugar, and then they can't sit still, and you say, "Oh, something's wrong with my kid." And
they don't have any recreational time anymore like they used
to. I agree.
To.
You know what? I just had a conversation with a client about that. I said, "Hey, do you go to recess?" He said, "No, we don't have recess."
They don't have it anymore.
I was like, "Well, who does not have recess in school?" So
I took it out a long time ago. I don't know when. I'd have to look it up. But
when I was growing up, we had recess and naps.
Absolutely, because you know what? That's when you're a little kid like that, especially if you're consuming high sugary drinks and stuff like that. That's a setup for disaster.
And when you put those type of psychotropic drugs inside of the body, I believe it changes the neurochemistry of the body long term.
Of course.
Because they're in a developmental stage, and whenever you do that, again, it doesn't set people up for long term success because you're getting them addicted to a pill and saying, if you take this one pill every single day, then you'll be okay. And so they're depending on this, not knowing that they may be nutrient deficient, they may even be dehydrated. They may have other things. There's a lot of things out there. There may be toxicity inside their environment. However, again, you're getting them addicted to a pill, and that's not good. But again, there's a lot of propaganda, a lot of money behind getting people hooked on one pill for the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah. Well, not only that, the stigma.
Right.
the stigma, you know, and I grew up in a home with this. I know what it feels like firsthand. You know, I've talked about it many times on the show, very openly, about growing up with a brother that was schizophrenic. But he was molested, as we found out afterwards. So of course he was reacting to that. You know, it never got addressed. And it was at a time when, and then our food source got really, really bad. You know, that's when all the fast food started coming out in the 70s. And he was, in my opinion, just, you know, he was a little awry and could have easily gotten corrected had he had like behavioral cognitive therapy and things like that.
Right. Because I do believe that there is a predisposition for certain things.
Right. But it can be triggered, right?
Right, exactly. So I can have a client who comes in who has a predisposition for depression or a predisposition for being an alcoholic based on the way their parents were and their grandparents were. However, if you do the things that will kind of feed that predisposition, then you'll see that manifest within their life and their behaviors. And so I guess case in point for your brother, if he was molested and he had
by a Catholic priest.
Catholic priest. Okay, so
he was an altar boy.
So that changed the psychosexual development for your brother. It changed dynamics of power and control for him. You know, it changed a lot of different things for him. And then if that was left unaddressed, you may have seen some schizophrenia manifest with psychosis, hearing things, seeing things, different things like that. And then, of course, there's collateral damage within all the relationships that he's going to try to establish.
Well, yeah, and he was further injured. He was put into a state hospital where he was raped.
Wow.
Okay, by a nurse. I've talked about this on the air before. Just all these things that happened to him, and it's really funny now. You know, he's an older gentleman, and he's actually more peaceful than he's ever been in his life. He's got a heart of gold. Yeah, he gets nervous being away from his environment. He's in a home in Houston, and he's the sweetest thing. He's the sweetest thing. Like, he has suffered so much, and so many people, you know, that get on their pity pots from time to time. I want you to remember my brother. He's never had a driver's license. He's never known what it's like to make love to a woman. He's never owned a home. He's never owned a car. You know, he has suffered and suffered and suffered, and so many people out there suffer. But it begins by, you know, a lot of different things. But, you know, you have to protect your children, number one. You have to understand your children, number two. You have to really watch over them and guide them.
I agree.
It's so critical, but you have to prevent someone from labeling them and creating that stigma that will change the whole rest of their life.
I agree with you. And in my personal opinion, sometimes I think it's becoming more normalized in our society for certain like specific mental illnesses. Like, I have everyone come into my office. I say everyone, that's overgeneralization, but a lot of people come in, oh yeah, I have ADHD, and they seem like it's normal. I'm like, no, this is not normal.
Yeah.
No, you should not be on a pill. And so I try to approach clients with a more holistic approach to therapy, as opposed to getting them addicted to a psychotropic drug. And even the doctors are being trained to give out these drugs, you know, and sometimes they get a kickback for it. And so
it's terrible.
So
it really is.
There's a hidden agenda, and that should not be in our medical model.
Well, no, it shouldn't. And if you're physically unwell, that can make you mentally ill.
Right.
Temporarily. You can go through traumas in life, you know. I think I've probably had 2 nervous breakdowns, maybe more, from being traumatized by things that caught me completely off guard.
Yeah.
You know, took my feet right out from underneath me.
Yeah, that's
you know, and you have a reaction to it. You do, a strong one if you're a passionate person with a big heart, and even if you're not, life can take you out of the game temporarily sometimes.
Definitely. If you're normal, you're going to have a reaction. A lot of times you can have a really a normal reaction to an abnormal situation. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, we've got lots to talk about. Everyone, stay tuned. You're listening to One Life Radio.
Did you know that the U.S. Department of Health actually patented cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants? So clearly there is promise for CBD to help with a variety of issues. Honest Hemp's U.S.-grown CBD system is fully tested for purity and safety. For daily balance, Honest Hemp has the best-tasting CBD tinctures available. Their Super Breath Blast delivers near immediate relief and relaxation while on the go. And the Magic Balm works wonders for your muscles, joints, and temples. So relax and feel better naturally with the Honest Hemp CBD system, available at honesthemp.com.
If you haven't heard, I'm always searching for ways to supplement magnesium. Magnesium is a vital mineral that enhances your natural cellular and electrical impulses to help you sleep better, smooth your muscles, and improve heart and brain health. Magnesium also helps you to become mentally and physically stronger and resilient to illness. Sun Warrior's Ionic Magnesium Complex is sourced from a non-GMO island seabed, concentrated by the sun and harvested naturally without the use of chemicals or solvents. We like to refer to it as yoga in a bottle, so pick up yours today at sunwarrior.com. That's sunwarrior.com.
Hi, this is Sean Wells, certified sports nutritionist, registered dietitian, and biochemist. One Life Radio and I are so excited about the launch of our Thorne dispensary. Thorne is the most used brand by medical practitioners as a